Good morning, good morning. Market's just about to open up. Actually, no, it's already open. Guess we're going down at open. Yeah, seems to be what's going on for now. Got a couple decent trades last night in Asia. Very nice, very nice. Saying, yeah, we're really dumping. I thought we might be kind of bullish off the open, but I was definitely not correct. Down to Chinatown, literally. Trying to go down last night too. Yeah. Kind of tried, but just kind of ended up like chopping. Yeah, I didn't expect this type of move either. 100 points in 5 minutes. Kind of wild. ATR is still just 20. So it's not super high yet, but I imagine if we continue like this for the next couple of minutes, it'll be pretty high. We'll see what happens here, but I wonder if we hold this and continue the move down, or if this was just some kind of jump off the open. Now we're gonna take the highs out and go up. We seem to be holding up the 90 EMA pretty well here on the 1 minute for now. Rick's gonna hold another 12K trade. Maybe. I just took another one of those trades at the end of the stream on a demo account. Could do it again. We'll see though. But now I'm trying to take a real trade on my prop account. Kind of looking at this area here. See how we react in there. Yeah, 90 down to 60. Yeah, this could be kind of that setup. It's not the cleanest though. Just since we have this big red candle here and the green one here that almost engulfs it. You're doing the 100Ks? Like the accounts? No, I'm doing the 50s. Still. Yeah, 600 down to 80, 70 would be nice. I agree. We could break through these wicks and get that run down. Oh, this kind of might be it right here. Yeah, that was almost an entry for me on this other setup. Off the 15-minute EMA. Kind of wicked into this zone. But wasn't quite ready to make the trade. Happened way too quick, yeah. Yeah, maybe we could have gone in like 613 once we took out this low. Dylan tapping in. Welcome back. Yeah, so far kind of just wicking below 90. But if we can hold below 90, we definitely go down to like 60, I think. Or maybe we will get like a second entry here, which will be better. No, it's definitely trying to make some sort of move here. But it's kind of just consolidating. Kind of got this barcode action here. But yeah, this right here could be very close to something. Very close. Ooh, it looks like Dylan went for it. He's short. Ooh, took it 89 as well. Look to both of you. I might wait for a pullback, see if we get back up to like the 630s, but then I might try a short. Potentially. Looks like ES just took out the lows. The NASDAQ kind of holding up still, but I would find it hard to believe if the NASDAQ doesn't follow ES and take out the lows. This could be it. Getting pretty close. So we got down to like the 70s. We might be pulling back now a little bit. It's definitely not the cleanest price action. Had the market short once again, missed at my levels and got stopped out. Dang. It's really unfortunate. Well, Brandon with the bull bias today. I did have a bull bias until we had this huge dump off the open. We definitely could obviously just kind of get back above the EMAs and then be bullish. But this wouldn't have been a bad short here off the 5 EMA. Yeah, the BS move. That's what I was kind of thinking too. We're just not getting any continuation here. Oh, he's out at 95. Watch it dump now. Seriously. That's how it goes sometimes. Yeah, seriously, it's crazy how it does that, because I swear it happens all the time. You hold it as long as you possibly can. Take as much drawdown as you possibly can, and then you finally kill it. Because you don't want to, like, blow up your account or lose too much. And then it dumps. Yeah, here's the dump. Jeez, there it goes. Oh, that's good you don't feel bad, though. It's good to not have, like, too many regrets. Because obviously... Well, yeah, the whole idea of your short was for it to dump. And it might be dumping eventually, but it didn't dump when you got in the trade, which means you could argue your trade still wasn't like... You could argue that you weren't right about your idea, even though eventually it did happen. Yeah, there's 60, just about. But yeah, that's why some of the bear flags, it's like, I don't feel too bad if it like runs down and hits my TP after I go break even. Because if it's going to break out, it's going to break out, you know? Yeah, I don't want to give back too much. Not to mention, the market makers know that you're up from Asia, so they're going to try and make sure that they take back what's theirs. I do have a little bit of news at the top of the hour. In 7 minutes, 6 minutes, just US factory orders, it's red. It could have a little slippage, it could move a bit. It's not gonna be anything too crazy though, I don't think. But you might not want to like try and execute a trade right at 8 o'clock because you might get really bad fills. Or you might have like a stop loss or a TP not work, that kind of stuff. Yeah, the idea was right. Just a little early. Oh yeah, it loves the fake moves. Or some people call them like a trap. It loves that kind of stuff. But I'm kind of surprised we haven't run down to the lows yet. ES already has, like a while ago. It's got a pretty nice little downtrend going. It looks like they could actually be pushing above the EMAs now, because we've been holding below for a little while. But if we can hold above, we might be kind of flipping our direction here. Last time I was downtrending and tried to shake me out with a random 15-point rise in 1 minute. Jeez. Held it for 20 points down. Well, there you go. Sometimes you definitely have to give it that room to breathe for those random spikes. They'll just kind of come out of nowhere. Could still run the lows here. Yeah, I kind of had to move here off the 5 EMA. There we go. Almost at the lows there. Just made new lows, got below the 15-minute opening range. Oh yeah, it definitely took its time. Holy cow. Kind of rejecting the lows there. But we did finally make it down to the lows. Stuart, thank you for the follow. Still holding below the 1 minute 90 EMA. Still have yet to really get above it. Box but no trade. I mean, we kind of just been waiting for this to get up to that 15. We did kind of have had an entry here, but it went into my box by like a tick, and it just didn't give me a lot of time to market into it. So unless I put like a limit order, like
order submitted,
inside of it like that,
order canceled,
I wouldn't have really been able to get the trade. Unless I like maybe waited, took it down here somewhere. Still would have worked out pretty nicely, but yes, might have been a little cleaner today for that. Oh yeah, looking at ES, this is where the EMAs all were, like right here. So I mean, either of these trades would have been pretty nice off those EMAs. Kind of wait for it to get back below it. Nice little dump. Nice 5 here. Would have a nice 5-minute entry here and here, but not quite perfect yet. Definitely had my eye on it though. Just kind of waiting for us to get back up there. Yeah, we'll see if we can get a good entry here. So far, we've just been kind of hugging below the 1 minute EMA with a couple little spikes through to the 5. These candles are crazy though. These things are tiny and they're slowly inching up. And now this is probably gonna just destroy all of them. Yeah, kind of boring price action. Maybe it's already time to play some Battlefield or something. I'm just kidding, probably not yet. But yeah, just gotta wait for something to happen here. Kind of waiting for the 15-minute EMA to do something. But we kind of keep holding below the 5 and the 1. And we're just not really doing much at all. Five-day hold, really? Dang. For like a live account? It's kind of wild. Charge debit card just to do a 5-day hold on that cash is crazy. Yeah, that's kind of wild. Yeah, I thought they normally only do like a 5-day hold if it's like a bank transfer or something. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like ACH, it like would make sense. It'd be kind of expected. But debit, I mean, yeah, that's like should be pretty instant. That was one of the things I disliked about crypto. I'm sure it's gotten a little bit better now, but I was trading a little bit more crypto back in like 2022 before the big crash. And every time I like, deposit more money to buy more crypto, it's like Binance or Coinbase, I'd have to wait like 5 to 10 days or whatever to like actually move my money and put it like in my wallet and stuff. I was like, what's like, this is so dumb. Alright, trying to make another move up here. See if we get something to happen. But this is really boring price action. It's gonna put me to sleep here soon. ES as well, just kind of chopping around. I didn't know this, but apparently on NinjaTrader, if you click the arrow keys and just like tap them, it'll move the chart up, down, sideways. It's kind of nice. Or I just click control and then I can move it. It's like the one thing, if we could get NinjaTrader like the other charts out there, where I can just click and move it around up and down, that'd be so much better. But for some reason they hate us and they said, no, can't do that. You have to click control before you move the chart up and down. commissions on micros is garbage on Tradeovate. Yeah, I think they're garbage, like, for the most part, always. They might not be as bad on, like, prop firms. But yeah, $1.90 per round trip. Kind of nuts. That's why sometimes I do hesitate to, like, you know, trade 5 or 6 micros instead of 1 mini. Like with the blank guy when he's talking about like, oh, you gotta size down trade micros. But kind of like we talked about, he's risking the same amount of money as me, $200, $250. But I'm saving a lot more money on commissions by just trading 1 mini, risking, you know, 10, 12 points instead of trading. I mean, he's got to be trading what, like 3 to 6 micros, risking like 30 points. So he's just paying more commissions than me. Like, and he has like more, he has more breathing room as far as like price goes. But yeah, like the chances of it going up or down 10 points is the same as it going up or down 30 points. It just takes more or less time. Yeah, I'd be kind of surprised if he trades for real too, but you never know. I hate to like assume things, but I hate to be like mean and like mute him or like block him from the stream. But when he is here, it is a little, the vibes just aren't the same, you know? It's not as chill. If he has 100k profits, he can switch to minis. Exactly. I'd probably switch to minis even before that. Like if I was up like 10k or more on a prop account and I built like a buffer of 10k, so my drawdown was like 10k or more, I'd probably be trading minis. I mean, if I was trading micros, it just, I wouldn't be getting anywhere. Obviously, I wouldn't want to size up too much and give back my buffer, but would still want to use it in a way that I can scale and make more money. Exactly. There's no real reason to trade micros, especially when you like are up. And yeah, it's talking about getting more evals, like, which does make sense to some extent, like obviously to constantly scale and get more accounts. Because if he has 26, I'm guessing, like again, being devil's advocate, assuming that he's telling the truth. If he has 26 accounts, he probably has like 20 Apex accounts, and he probably has like, you know, 3 to 5 with a couple other prop firms. And like, if I was in this situation, I also would probably be like, oh yeah, like I want to get 5 more with Top Step, 5 more with Take Profit Trader, 5 more with Funding Ticks, because a lot of them have like a max of 5 or whatever. So I'd probably be trying to like continue to scale my funded accounts and everything, get more payouts. But I don't know. Yeah, that was definitely a little unbelievable. Also, like his name, like what was it, like Leroy Jenkins or something? Like, isn't that like a known kind of like pseudonym or something? Or like, is that from a movie? I can't remember. Oh no, it's a video game character. But I've heard it a lot of times, like in memes or just like little things like that. I'm pretty sure that's like what the name was. Which definitely is probably not his like birth given name. Getting pretty close to, well, we were getting kind of close to the our area, our zone there. Looks like we're going back to the bottom of the range. I think my zone's about the right size. I don't know if I would have made it any bigger. Yeah, I just barely missed the entry. But also it just seems to be kind of holding below the 5 anyways. Oh, dang, there's the sellers. Entry hit on ES. Dang, yeah, seems like there's definitely just some of those days where, yeah, NQ doesn't quite hit. But ES definitely does. I mean, yeah, that was beautiful trade. Even with like pretty little momentum with this like pretty bad chop. I mean, yeah, you get this move off the 15, get below the 5 and the 1, scale in, and I mean, you either take your points or you let this sucker just run. Dang, we're almost all the way back up. Yeah, second entry on the cancel. I mean, this V was crazy. All the way down, all the way back up. Which is good. We might get an entry here, but yeah, kind of have to wait for that second entry. Don't want to just kind of blindly sell here. Not that it's like blind, but after that cancellation Momo, we could just pump back up. Dang, today's definitely a day for patience. Taking its time to do everything today. Look at the 5-minute chart. Looks like we had like a news candle off the open. We had this crazy move down, and then we've just been going just absolutely nowhere. I guess this could be kind of the second entry. I didn't really go anywhere too far though. Kind of got down to the EMAs. Guess we got down like 15 points. I don't know, I kind of expected to, yeah, pump up a little bit. Didn't quite see it in time, but yeah, that was kind of what I saw like, on the horizon. I still could hold this though and make the move down.
Order filled.
They might have gotten the bottom tick entry there. Still kind of holding up this area. See if we make that move down below these two EMAs. Then we should be chilling. Just a little bit early still. Not quite ready for the move.
Stop filled.
Guess we're not going down. Yeah, so I was kind of thinking. I almost went long in here, kind of just to expect a little bit more of a break. But I might wait till we get higher and then come and retest it. But yeah, I imagine if we were going to go lower, we would have kind of in this area. And since we didn't and got above the 15, it's kind of what I'm feeling. Switch to longs for the day. With like possible BS dump, of course. Maybe go for like a 5-minute trade here. Just since we're getting close to 11 a.m. Kind of running out of time for those A+ trades. Dang, I keep missing my entry by like a couple points. Yeah, I was keeping this up at the highs of the 5, which may have been like a little higher like I had up here. But yeah, INQ keeps just missing it by like a couple points. Like that was what happened earlier on one of the trades too. Might just be one of those days. Well, even before, some days when I'm taking like the retest off of Asia, London, you know, overnight highs or lows. Sometimes it just misses the entry by like a tick, couple points, makes the move without you, and it's like, shoot, do I try it again? Might get a better entry here. Unless we just hold the 15 and the 1. Just might be what we do. User SD, thank you for the follow. All right, this could be it. This could be it. This is the 12 mini trade right here, up and to the right. Seriously, I might have to here soon. Just can't seem to get like a real entry.
Order filled.
Might not be the best, but I kind of saw it going back above the 15. Oh boy. Yeah, should wait a little bit. Expecting it to kind of run this previous wick.
Stop filled.
Dang, that's crazy.
Order filled.
I'll try one more time. We're getting back above the 5. Target like 28 points.
Order filled.
Yeah, that weakness was kind of rough. L market indeed. Don't really want to be a part of that. I mean, I guess technically we might have just switched our bias a little too soon. Which I don't think was like the wrong idea. But once we finally got back below the 15, this would have been a pretty nice move to continue the short bias. Yeah, no more trades. Just not getting anything good here. It's like we miss decent entry here or wherever one of these trades. And then we finally get one and it just dumps. And same with earlier, we could not get any good entries earlier. I mean, I guess if we were taking the 5, we might have gotten a couple, but I mean, all we have to do is zoom out and see that we've not really gone anywhere since the open. Well, we dumped and then we just kind of have been chopping this range ever since. Exactly, yeah. 11 o'clock coming up. No fall through, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely enough to tell me not to keep beating a dead horse. The chop shot definitely could be something. If we get down to the 30, which are almost down there. The first one you could have caught. Are you talking about like a trade earlier today? Or are you talking about like one of these first moves off the 5, even though I don't think we quite made it into my zone. Unless I did like 941 EST. Yeah, no, that was the one I was kind of watching, and I think it... I don't know, I don't think these are accurate, because it like... Once it like resets, it doesn't have a smooth kind of move like this. It's kind of more like choppy like this, because it just shows like where it was and then where it went. Anyways, I do think, depending on my zone, we could have got an entry here. But I think it looked like this, if I remember correctly. You'd have to go back, or I'll have to go back and watch the playback. But yeah, I think I just barely missed, like, a wicked in, and I could have gone in as we were wicking out. That's actually why I did what I did up here. Back when we had the zone, like, somewhere here. Right, we kind of wicked in and got like, that's why I kind of went for that more aggressive entry. Just because we had the same thing here. And I kind of hesitated and missed it. But yeah. I probably could have gone in like in here somewhere. Scaled in. Would have been pretty nice. But yeah, just wasn't quite expecting it to react that quickly. Without going into the zone just a little bit more. See, I don't quite want to put like limit orders on the zone. Like for me to put like a limit order here. Seems a little too aggressive. But don't want to miss the move either. Yeah, it's still unfortunate. I mean, sometimes you miss the move or miss a move, but normally you get more moves in the day than just one. Don't think I played it too bad, but definitely could have played it better. But yeah, it might be time for that up and to the right trade that we talked about. My all-time favorite. We joke about it, but like every time I take it, like every time I've taken it on stream, I've won.
Order filled. Order cancelled.
There we go. Up and to the right. 10 contracts. Yeah, not a fan of this price action. This should have been a reversal to continue higher, but we failed. We could go back lower, but we're just back in the range. Not a fan. But we might still make our way up into the right, so let's see how this goes. Maybe I'll finally lose one of these trades. But it's funny though, because I'm like looking at like my funded accounts, or not funded, the sim accounts right now. And let's see. Yeah, it looks like I'm up like 60K. Just from some of those trades that we took. It's like 100K just like sim account on Ninja Trader. I think it's like the default when you make one. And I'm like 160,000. Kind of nuts. $163,000 to be exact. Not quite at the 30 on the RSI though. What's the playback? I was just watching that trade. Alright, let me see this. Let me see this. Because I might have... Let's see. Because yeah, at first my zone I think was maybe too small. I'm watching right now. Because yeah, originally my zone hit like the bottom tick. Let's see. Watch so we can do it twice through a flag and then watch the drop. Because yeah, I moved my zone down just a little bit and then I was like, oh, I guess I did kind of wick into it. It might have wicked into it twice though. I did draw a little flag, but it only wicked into it once. I did move my zone down, but before I moved it down, I don't think we quite wicked into it. It's kind of hard to tell though, because I can't like zoom in super much. But like I moved it down, I was like, wait, maybe it was a bit lower. Not trying to like justify it, but like that's like why I did what I did. Are you trading NQ? Yes. Because I was waiting for it to get into the zone, not just like tap the edge of it. But then I kind of moved it. I was like, oh, I guess it kind of like went in there, like kind of. And I could have gone like the flag trade once we took out the low. Like I did say that while it was happening. I was like, yeah, like that could count as like a flag trade. And it would have, either entry would have been pretty good. But yeah, it just happened a little quick. You're right though, I did just watch it kind of drop. I kind of just assumed that I missed the good entry. But I think I definitely could have taken that. Yeah, I did kind of wick in once, reject it down, but never got like below. I'll just watch it again. Because I watched like the last bit of it, and it looked like it kind of like closed outside of it and then just dropped. But there was a little bit before where it kind of wicked up there, wicked down almost to the 9. Again, I think I either drew my box in the wrong spot, or I should have just taken it off the box. Because I zoomed in, you can see me zoom in like just after we break below the 9 with the red candle after. And when I zoom in, you can see that the wick never touches the yellow box. And that's when I moved the box, because I'm like, maybe it was too small, so I make it a little bit larger and move it down. And I was like, oh yeah, I guess that was like an entry. So yeah, I think I just either had my box too small, or something. But either way, missed the good trade, unfortunately. And yeah, the flag would have made sense too. Dang, it's still just going down though. Dang, now it's really dropping. Maybe today's a down and to the right kind of day. Jeez. Grab the dip. Oh yeah, that's some crazy chest here. That we did dip below the 30 there. Up to 31, 32. Yes, this would be a bottom tick. No, yeah, might not be bad.
Order filled.
See if we just kind of hold this to... I'm just putting this up here as like a rough spot. Because the idea is obviously hold to the 70 on the RSI, right? The problem is if I delete my TP, it deletes my stop loss as well. It's a little annoying on Ninja how it does that. So yeah, don't really have a TP. Just keep it up here somewhere. But we'll just keep an eye on the RSI. Time for get some chest air. Even though, as much as that does make you a man, apparently, I'm actually perfectly fine not having a ton of chest hair because then I'd have to like shave it. Might try hold on for the 70. Just let it go as high as possible, potentially. But yeah, a Momo trade to the downside of the 15 or something could actually make a little bit more sense now. Now that we've gone all the way to the lows, but even still, it's 11 a.m. Price action Not the best. Definitely not feeling it. Personally. What the heck? It says my live is not eligible for recommendation and is restricted in search results for 10 minutes due to low visual quality or static imagery. You hear that, NASDAQ? You're not moving enough. We're not seeing enough movement. So maybe move the charts more. Something. I don't even know. It just says like low quality, low visual quality, or static imagery, which does not meet our For You feed eligibility standards under our community guidelines. So for 10 minutes, we're just not going to get more viewers, I guess. Chart wiggle. I know, I gotta see some more movement. I guess. I don't know, man. I'm new here. I've never had that happen before, though, which is funny, because, like... normally I just show the charts, and that's kind of all that's going on. That's fine. Maybe it's time to play some games anyways. Let this trade run to the 70 or not, and that's... is what it is. Just have it in the background. I'm in green. Thanks. Heck yeah. I definitely wouldn't recommend taking trades based off my trades, but I'm glad you were able to make some money. Looks like that might have been all she wrote, though. Kind of bouncing off the 5 there. You see, that 5-minute trade's a good one. Of course, it might have been another one that, like, top ticked it. Sig, you gotta tell me on a trade like this, where we wick into it, like, only a slight amount. Because I know you said you market order, you don't do limits. So you just kind of take an entry down here and kind of accept, like, a worse entry. Or would you miss this trade too because you were hoping or kind of waiting for a little bit more, you know? And also, it could have been a bit lower too. But still, even then, it's kind of similar to the first one. Where we just kind of barely wicked into it. Oh, it kind of bounced right off my entry though. So I definitely would be curious what the move on those is. Because I don't want to get a terrible entry, but I also don't want to miss this move like this. Notice the weakness to take. Yeah. That's what I try and look for. Kind of notice the weakness as it's coming down. I might just be overthinking it. Because yeah, I kind of tried to do that on this one up here, but kind of just got maybe a little bit of FOMO or just obviously unlucky with the market. Because yeah, that's the one thing is like, you want to watch for like the weakness, but you also don't, you want to avoid like the FOMO or like the little fake move. Because if I'm watching like this candle, kind of in the same spot now, we're definitely not getting weakness yet. But I also don't just want to take the trade if we pull back a little bit like that. But now it kind of is holding, like that would probably be enough weakness for me to take the trade. Somewhere in here maybe. But yeah. Just fine from my perspective. Yeah, well you definitely have some more experience, so I'm sure you see the weakness a little bit better. I've been doing pretty well with it, this strategy. But yeah, it's definitely still kind of new. It's only been a couple weeks since I've really been doing it. But yeah, it looks like I would have read that Momo pretty correctly around here. Not that that's really the best trade here, but in theory. The idea is that the zone, given the move continues the EMA, will end up there. Okay. Oh yeah, so maybe that's something I should be watching a little bit more, is like the EMA, not just like the wick or the price. Because yeah, if we have like this here, and we kind of get in this area, obviously when we get in it, the EMA is going to be higher above it. But then watching the EMA kind of get back into the zone as price leaves the zone. That makes sense. Right, that's why you got more confidence. Siddiqui, thank you for the follow. Stream's definitely a little slower today. We're still averaging like 10 viewers, which is above what we were getting a little while ago. Just a little slower today. Still have like 1,700 likes though, and 1,300 views. Maybe my expectations are just going higher. Still a good stream. Thank you guys for hanging out. Hope you enjoy. Yeah, it looks like this 5-minute wants to kind of make a little bit of a move, but the RSI is kind of holding up here. Yeah, let me watch that again actually now that I think about it. And kind of look more for... Because usually I'm like watching the candle right in the wick. And I'm seeing like, okay, like this is some weakness right here. Right? So I might kind of take that trade. Since we're in the zone and we're showing weakness. But yeah, I wasn't really watching like the EMA itself. You see, it looks like just watching the one from 9:41 again. Looks like the 5-minute was dipping down into the zone pretty nicely, but the 15 was still kind of far away. And I was taking the trade based off the 15-minute. where the low was kind of formed like a little bit earlier in the day. You can kind of see the orange line, how it makes that little V. So if you were assuming, I mean, if you thought I was taking a 5-minute trade, that definitely would make more sense. But also, your point might still be very valid, where even the 5-minute EMA dipping down into the zone supports the idea of like the downward momentum. See, the 5-minute started dipping down pretty nicely as price was leaving the zone. And that definitely would have been like, oh yeah, like take that trade. But if that does make a difference for your statement, I think that is a good clarification to make. Is I was taking that trade based off the 15. Okay, you're talking about 15. Yeah, so the 15-minute EMA never dipped down to the zone like you're talking about, but the 5 did. So that makes sense. That makes sense. Not a bad trade though. You kind of called that like the bottom tick entry. The RSI doesn't always work like this, but clearly we don't got a lot of continuation today. I also could be wrong, but I wouldn't be too surprised if we have a lot of days like today in December, which is why I might not take as many bear flags or bull flags. Just because I kind of expect the continuation to be pretty minimal compared to normal. I could be wrong though. That's kind of the December vibes that I get with most December. I might TP there, or I might just move the stop like below this low. I know it's maybe against your rules, but like we'll just call it like a trailing stop of sorts. Maybe I'll trail it below the 50, like the 5 or something. I could take the 15. Actually might. We are getting, we're above a 60. I know you like to say take profit when you're obviously in profit and when you have like a nice move like this. Part of me wants to just like let it run. Just like let it do its thing. Because we are getting close to the 70, but I would hate to like not get to the 70. Right, exactly. Take profit at a high when moment was in your favor, which would be like right now. Unless we do wait for the 70, which is actually, it's coming up. We're at like a 62 right now. So if we're going to get up there, which we might not, we haven't really gotten up there like at all today. With that in mind,
Order filled.
I'll probably just take that. Half off. Oh, that's not a bad idea either. I was in like 2 micros. That's not bad though. That's like what, 50 points? Two micros, 50 points. Yeah, I don't mind taking profit at the 60 since we haven't hit the 70 like at all today. Yeah, ever since the open, we never got above the 70. So I don't mind that. I go burr for real. For real, for real. Made you money back. Conscious is clear. Nah, you're chilling. Definitely not your fault that like I lost those first couple trades. If anything, I made my own mistakes there. I don't think like this 5-minute trade was like a bad idea. We just kind of invalidated it pretty quickly. I mean, you could say maybe trying it a second time, because we got this close above it on the 1 minute, and that's why I was like, okay, maybe we get another kind of move back up. So you could say that might have been a little bit of a revenge trade. I don't think emotionally it was, but maybe both trades were pretty valid. Regardless, though, it's like we lost the 2 trades when we kind of invalidated all our momentum up. So it's like, right, we kind of canceled it all out. And then decided to be done on that account, anyways. The moment does cancel, so you should look for the second. Yeah, I guess I was just kind of looking at like the 5-minute chart. And like if you're looking at the 5, this little pullback doesn't really cancel out like the main momentum. So that first entry kind of made sense. But yeah, I could have waited for like the second and then still would have lost, and I would have been just like, oh, guess we're not. I'm not gonna let it happen. Yeah, looking at like the 1 minute, like with this move up and then the same move down, definitely kind of cancels out this little move here. Which I guess if you're just looking at like the candle on the 5-minute, it's kind of the same thing. Oh yeah, I forgot I was in that demo trade. Oh man, maybe this was the 15-minute trade. Right, gotta look at all the different time frames. That makes sense. Yeah, this is looking kind of nice. If I was just patient. So yeah, I forgot I did try somewhere, I think it was like right here somewhere. Tried that 15-minute short. Oh yeah, I'm not taking more trades. I'm just kind of keeping an eye on it, like the hypothetical, like, oh, like if I was still trading, it's like, okay, especially if I was just kind of sticking to like the 15-minute, would have taken that first loss kind of in here. And then maybe switched bias up here, but like maybe didn't switch bias, maybe took this trade, got a nice short here. But even if I avoided this because of like the Momo cancel and just kind of weirdness going on, I think this would have been kind of valid. But it is after 11 a.m. so like hypotheticals are great. They definitely don't want to like convince yourself to take trades when you probably don't want to. Because yeah, despite this being a pretty decent move, depending on when you got entered, let's see. Yeah, it'd have to be points, and that's what I probably would have gone for. I typically do go for points just because it's like, it makes more sense to me, and it's kind of easier. I don't know if I told you, but I did get, let's see, I'll change my chart, hopefully. Possibly. Yeah, so here's my 15-minute. I got AI to code me a little ATR indicator. This shows me 75% on the little yellow line. So I have that for the 5 and the 15. Just so I don't have to like pull out the calculator and like do the math. Yeah, I know. I was like, that'll just make it easier. Because I kept pulling up my calculator, like, as soon as I got in the trade, I'm like, okay, what's 75% of 49? And I was pretty quick with it, you know? And then I'd, like, move my TP and everything, but I was like, oh, that'll make it just, like, easy. I just look over and put in that number as my TP. So, kind of nice. But yeah, if I got in this trade off the weakness here, I might have gotten in like around 90, 92 area, potentially. Which would have only gone down 26 points, 25. So that's where, again, the target probably would have been 30 or more based off the ATR. So that's where it's like, even though this looks like a pretty good move, because after 11 a.m., you're probably just not going to get the full move, especially if you scale in here, you just lost the trade. But if you assume, okay, we're going to take the second entry, because after 11 a.m., also a little bit of Momo cancellation here. Maybe this is that second entry somewhere. Then you scale in here. But with this kind of price action, still might get stopped out. That's the problem with 11 a.m. So could work out. Still could actually take these lows out, kind of like a bear flag. Second entry could have been not too bad. But yeah, not gonna expect a ton of continuation here. This will help us get enough movement. It's funny that that's like a thing though, because I feel like a lot of streams on TikTok are literally like, I don't know, people like staring at like their computer monitor or something, and they have like something written on it, like ask me questions or whatever, and they literally just like talking and chatting. They're not really doing anything. So I'm kind of surprised that that would be like a limitation or against their terms of service for going live. I don't know. Kind of weird. But what can you do? The AI got bored. Yeah, that's how you know you have a really good stream, is when the AI gets bored. I'm being sarcastic. It means my stream sucks. I'm also being sarcastic again. Just joking. But that is funny. The AI was like, nothing's happening. But like I said, I blame NQ. I don't think that's my fault. See, if NQ is actually moving like it should, we'd be fine. See if AI gets bored of this. That's some nasty headshots here, don't worry. That would have been pretty cool if I hit that. Yeah, price action. Still not looking the best. Oh, that was pretty sick. A little headshot while he was parachuting down. Told you how to get it. Yeah, those nasty headshots right now. Someone's above me. Yeah, we're kind of popping off. I want to push, but I don't want to over push. Alright, alright. Jeez, these headshots are going crazy. 12-0 chat. I don't know where that guy came from. My teammates are literally right where he is. A little unfortunate. Forgot I need to bring up this trade. Since we're in profit, we're probably gonna go up into the right as we always do. Taking the chop. Chop is real, chat. This guy's a ninja. Where's your TP? It is up at the highs. Either maybe 6:30. I might be trying to get 7-11, but the 15-minute range high. So we got a ways to go. Gotta be patient. Toilet paper. We whip the diamond hands over here. No, you gotta have the diamond hands. It's up and to the right, brother. At least the past couple weeks it has been. Maybe today's down to the right. Yeah, this is just a practice trade. We took our real trades earlier. You can see my P&L in the top left. 223 and 220. One account red, one green. Demolishing these profit targets. Exactly. I know, I was trying to like think of what to say for like the thank you there. I was like, thank you. I was just gonna say thank you for the follow. Well, I'll call him Nuclear or something. Is that a guy? No. He's dead. I'll take it though. Call the kill streak on me. Seriously. I don't know if you saw my snipes earlier. I was like 12 and 0. I was just hitting back-to-back headshots. I'm still like 20 and 3. Not quite as good, but still pretty decent. Yeah, definitely pushed a little heavy there. Battlefield doesn't give me enough dopamine, or like enough fulfillment. Dopo. I'm killed a sec. Oh jeez. Yeah, Battlefield's definitely not for everybody. Definitely a little slower paced. I like it though. Feels a little bit more... What the... Oh, that's kind of funny. Oh yeah, the stakes of Call of Duty, like the kill streaks. I do like that. I probably would be playing some COD, but the new ones have kind of just been cheese. Like Black Ops 7. I don't know. I played the beta. It wasn't bad. But I heard they're like already rug pulling people with like the matchmaking that they said they were like fixing, and then they like reverted it back to how it was. Warfare, you're talking like Modern Warfare? I do like the good OG Call of Duties. Or are you talking about like a whole different game completely that has kill streaks? Like Warzone? Or is there a different game called Warfare? Let's tank. I don't know if I've heard of that one. Unless you meant Warzone. Oh, gotcha. Warzone, only modern COD I'd play. Oh, wow. That. Yeah, I never played much Warzone. But I did play like the Modern Warfare 2, 2022. And like Vanguard, I played a couple of those, and they definitely were a bit of a letdown compared to, you know, what I feel like Call of Duty should be. But Call of Duty in general, definitely a fun game. I've probably put more hours into Call of Duty than I have Battlefield. As I've gotten older, I started playing like more Battlefield 1. And then now Battlefield 6 a little bit. I stopped liking COD after Advanced Warfare. Yeah, Attack Sprint kind of ruined the game too. I think the modern generation of COD that people talk about is like 2019 and on, like MW 2019, like, which is where Warzone started. But Warzone wasn't that bad, but like since then COD has kind of just gone downhill. But yeah, Advanced Warfare or like Infinite Warfare, I think. A couple of those were also pretty cheeks. Black Ops 2 was like the main last COD that was good. Actually, I did play World War II a lot, and I actually did like World War II and Black Ops 3. Yeah, I never played Ghost. I heard it was bad, but I think it just got a bad rep because everyone was comparing it to Black Ops 2. And Black Ops 2 is like one of the best CODs of all time. So everyone's just comparing it to Black Ops 2. But I think it was a good game. It just had an unfair comparison. But yeah, I think Ghost was one of the last ones that was truly like an old school COD. Like I said though, I feel like World War II kind of brought back the old school feel. But it still wasn't perfect. I think the launch was kind of rough. But towards the end, it was a pretty solid game. Keep Rocker, thank you for the follow. Oh, I got one of them. RSI wins again, for real. Yeah, we made it to the 70. If we waited for the 70, we would have made at least like 300 bucks somewhere in here. That's right though, I don't know if I would have wanted to hold through this chop anyways. But this trade's looking nice. We'll take it. Bring the views up a little bit. I think also my views just go up in general like after like 12. Which is a little unfortunate because sometimes I end the stream before then or I'm just done trading. $89. Oh boy. Lucacio, thank you for the follow. Yeah, yesterday, I don't know if you were still here, but I just kind of left the stream running. I had like my buddy actually call me on the phone. I wasn't sure how long the phone call was going to be, but it ended up being like almost like 30 minutes or an hour. And we're just like chatting. I had the stream up. I was just playing Battlefield in the background. I wasn't even talking. I might have had that trade up in the background like this, but I wasn't even saying anything. And I got up to like 30 views, or viewers. I was like, oh, that's kind of nice. I think I got 30 new followers. Oh yeah, don't want me in the trade again, all antsy. Exactly. Sometimes the shop's just not worth it. I mean, if you're like really confident in your bias in your trade, it's like, yeah, hold it, let it run. Maybe play some games like I'm doing so that you're not you're not like hyper focused or, you know, getting all anxious about it or whatever. But I mean, yeah, if you're like really worried about the result of the trade, you can't just sit and watch it. And like I said, during like the chop, it's just not worth it. Trade's like an hour. Yeah, exactly. A little long for me typically. Oh, that was nice. But yeah, like I said, some trades just not worth the chop, not worth like the time to hold it. Just for like the emotions and everything. Unless you are just really confident and you kind of just keep hands off and it's like kind of like this. Like obviously it's a not a real trade, but you kind of just like take your hands off and it's just like, oh yeah, like let me just let it do its thing. I think I took it actually over here somewhere. We were actually in a bit of drawdown. I think I was like down like 14k, but I had like the other screen up. But now we're back in profit, so we can watch it. That's some fun sniping, but I might have to switch to support this game. I think I might. I don't have a suppressor yet. It's a little unfortunate. Thanks. Key Live, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Oh yeah, they showed off the RSI. Wouldn't have been bad. I wasn't really watching it. But it was pretty good. I was vacuuming. You do like the vacuum a lot, it seems. Not a bad thing. It's good to get to vacuum. Yeah, I was kind of like locked in, not gonna lie. On the game. Kind of done trading mentally. But that would have been a good RSI thing. Forgot I don't have the RSI on this chart. Just because I wasn't really using it before on this other one. I'll put it on there. There we go, we got the RSI up there now. The clean post trading so I don't have to come back to mess. I like that, I like that. It's a good routine to have. And I exercise early so I don't have to do it later. I probably need to exercise too. It's just tough for me to like wake up early enough to do that. Because the market opens for me at 7:30 in the morning. So I already wake up at like 6:37-ish. So if I'm gonna like wake up and work out, I gotta wake up at like 5. So I have time to like work out and get a good protein shake in and stuff. It's definitely possible, but yeah. 5 a.m. is a little early for me. Unless I go to bed like earlier. But the other problem is all my friends are like in college. So they're all doing like school, and then they want to like hang out until like 9 or 10 p.m. or later sometimes. This is already a stretch for me. If I was working about 5, I'd have to go to bed at like 8 or 9 on the dot to get enough sleep. Exactly. Can't forget about that stuff. I thought that game was kind of quick. I guess we could kind of dominate them. We barely lost any score. No, seriously, just grinding trading. Like sometimes I get on TikTok and I'll see yeah, I'll be on TikTok, I'll go, and I'll see like the live, some people, they're like live. And I swear they're like live trading on TikTok from like 3 p.m. till like midnight. They might be live now, I don't even know because I don't like scroll TikTok right now, but like, I'm like, bro, like what? Do you not have a live? Or maybe, I don't know. It might be ICT as well. Definitely could be. Luki, thank you for the follow, appreciate it. But yeah, those ICT guys. Because I'm trying to grind because I want to succeed, obviously, sooner than later. Both with like the stream, but also with like trading. So sometimes I am guilty of like maybe not always prioritizing like a social life. But I try and hang out with people at least 2 times, 3 times a week when I can, especially like weekends, obviously. Because yeah, if I'm not having fun or having a social life or having something outside of trading, then like what's the point, you know? Even if I was like making racks of money, it'd be kind of pointless without like friends to spoil or something. Not that I'd spoil them, but I'd definitely take them out to eat. Treat them nice. More often than not, if they let me. But knowing my friends, they probably won't even let me. Even if I had money, they'd probably be like, "No, we can't let you pay every time." And I'd say that's valid. We got a follow from a Rose as well. Thank you. I support us. Heck yeah. Definitely. Yeah, it's like, what do? It's like you're making money, but then like all your friends are not even around. Kind of sucks. But luckily I still got some friends around for now, so see what happens. Also, hopefully in the next like year or 2, might get married. And then I'll have a wife to spoil, so that'll be that's the main goal. was a nice bounce off the 15 and the 5 EMA. Not a ton of momentum. Might not be the best for like scaling into and getting the full TP, but still a nice little bounce. Married, all traders are supposed to be single grinders. I don't know. You might be right. But that doesn't change my goals. Maybe I'm not cut out for trading. Being single forever doesn't really sound like the dream, but trading is pretty cool, so don't want to give up trading quite yet. I suck. Yeah, I gotta continue the legacy. Teach my kids how to trade. I don't know how I did not die from that. Unless my teammate shot it. Lieutenant and Chris, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. This guy's trying to hit me with the Call of Duty movement. Nice. Dang, should have hit his head there. Just barely missed. Nice. Buenas compras. Thank you, thank you. Gracias. Yeah, so far I've kind of picked the correct direction. What trading platform? This is Ninja Trader. But yeah, it's through Trade of 8. Are you searching for longs right now? I mean, I am in a long right now. It does seem like the longs are kind of pulling back a little bit. Not working quite as well. This long's still kind of working out. I thought you were in a short. No, you can see the green right here. Means I'm in a long. Also, like you can see I'm in profit. Not in the negative. By the way, I appreciate your lives a lot. Brand new, but gotta love the Alpha 6 gameplay with the trades. Appreciate it. I'm glad people enjoy it. That's what it's here for. Things are going down, yes, but this line is like where my entry was. I got in back here. So it's going back down to my entry. So once it gets below this line, I'll be losing the trade, and I'll be down in the negative. But right now I'm still in the positive. If that makes sense. Which it does look like it might do. Might be coming back down. You don't want to take profit? I mean, I definitely do at some point, but we're kind of waiting for a little bit more. We thought we might kind of hold this level here, go higher. We're still kind of sitting at the 15 minutes, 9 EMA. So we might still be chilling, but we also might not be. But yeah, you could say we should have taken profit up here. But you never know what price is going to do, so. might be making its way back down. In which case we could, like...
Order submitted.
We could put an order right there. So that'll basically lock in a little bit of profit above my break-even point. So that way I don't lose the trade. Axel, thank you for the follow.
Order filled.
Oh, that's kind of weird. My math must have been wrong.
Order canceled.
That's right, we'll just take the 300. There we go. I'm like struggling to hit people right now. Should not have missed that. I plan on entering another trade today. Maybe, but probably not. Since it's after 12:30 Eastern. We're just getting to the point of the day where it's lunchtime. People are eating lunch. Oh, I hit the sign. Unlucky. Yeah, it's kind of just that time of the day. We're taking lunch. Market's gonna get a little more boring. So, after this game ends, I'll probably go eat some lunch myself. Might call it a day, but I'll be back tomorrow. Uptrending on ES. Yeah, that's crazy because we're like downtrending on NQ. At least on the 1 minute, but like 5 minute, we're still uptrending. Yeah, I mean the longs have been working pretty well, but we did have this bit of a pullback. But it's kind of a 5 minute bull flag. Also, yeah, getting above these EMAs, we might get a nice pop above these highs, and we might just run. Oh yeah, ES is kind of making a pennant. I guess NQ kind of is too on like the, when you zoom out a little bit more. But dude, I like the idea of the pop. Got a little spawning right next to a tank. Let's see some BF. Oh, here it is. Game's almost over there. Over though. I would keep playing, but I think it might be time to go eat some lunch for me. But like I said, I'll be back tomorrow. Probably do the same thing, trade, play some Battlefield. So if you want to see some more, free to give me a follow and come back, and hopefully I see you there. Also feel free to check out my YouTube channel, subscribe. I'm live there as well. Funding Ticks pay activation fee? No, there's no activation fees on Funding Ticks. So currently, one of the best prices out there right now for like an all-in funded account. So yeah, definitely check out Funding Ticks if you want a good prop firm account with no activation fee. If you use my code, you can get a 50k account for like around 50 bucks if it's your first time. Or if it's a recurring purchase, or like your second or whatever. It's a little bit more, it's like 60 something, but yeah, help support the channel and I appreciate it. Five-minute pennant breakout looking for 70 women RSI. Seems kind of valid. Kind of pulling back here a little bit, but yeah, I think still not a bad idea. Like somewhere around these like 600s or 620s even. Break out, go for the 70, somewhere up here maybe. That's right, can't forget that ES pennants are BS. Not a single 15-minute pennant we've seen just make clean breakouts and breakdowns. Yeah, I feel like I haven't seen super clean one either. Getting the green? Kinda. Caught a couple losses on one account, but then we caught a win on another. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a back and forth day. Very easy day to get chopped up in general. So you could say we've kind of gotten chopped up, but also it's like, yeah, just a little bit back and forth. Couple opportunities. Got some, missed others. But yeah. Honestly, if I wasn't streaming, I probably would have fallen asleep too, because this stuff is brutal. Brutal and boring. I'm gonna do absolutely nothing today for once. Nice. Gotta stick to the plan. Yeah, I'll watch some Stranger Things. I never started the show. Yeah, I hear some people really like it, but I never really got into it either. I did watch like the first 1 or 2 seasons, but I never really got into the other ones and kind of fell behind. What kind of strange things has been watching? That was a good one. But it's the Netflix show called Stranger Things, which I'm guessing you are aware of. Probably just joking, I'm guessing. Yeah, it's interesting, but the writing's terrible. I'd probably agree with that. It's kind of interesting. The first couple of seasons, I was kind of hooked in. I was like, oh, like this is kind of interesting. But there's definitely parts of it that like just didn't really. I don't know. I like I said, I like the first couple of seasons, and like it might be worth watching like the first couple, and maybe after the first couple, you would be like wanting to watch more, or maybe not. And then maybe from there, you could decide whether you want to watch like the 3rd season or the 4th, or is the new one the 5th season? Maybe I lost track. Yeah, unintelligent characters also kind of piss me off sometimes. Hard to watch. Yeah, it kind of depends on you if it's worth to watch, because like I said, I know a lot of people who really liked it. I just never personally really got into it. Yeah, no, I definitely say like give it a try, because it kind of just depends on the person. I can't remember the first season because I saw it back in like 2019, so it's been like 6 years, or maybe 2018. It's been a minute. Actually, yeah, no, it definitely was like 2018 or earlier. So it's been a minute. Can't really remember if it's slow or not, but I do remember liking it. Like the first couple of seasons, like I said, were pretty good. I just got kind of bored towards the end and never really wanted to. Like once the new season came out, I was like, I don't know. I kind of just like lacked the motivation to watch it. So I don't think I've seen season 4 or season 5, which is the one that just came out. So I say, yeah, give it a try, and you'll either love it, or you'll probably just be like, it's all right. In which case, you might just like stop after season 2 or 3, like I did. I don't know, maybe I do need to watch the newer seasons. Because season 3 wasn't bad either. Because I think that's the last one I watched. I'm looking at some pictures right now, and I remember some of this stuff. Like, it definitely wasn't bad. I just, like, never watched season 4. Walking Dead was good. Walking Dead was one of my favorites. Except I kind of stopped watching after Glenn died. Sorry if that's a spoiler. But that's not like the last couple of seasons. That's like season 7 or something. I think a lot of people stopped watching after the prisoner stuff, actually. That's when my parents stopped watching, because they kind of liked it at first too. But after the prison stuff, when it just became people versus people instead of people versus zombies, that's when they like stopped. What broker? I'm currently not with a broker. I'm trading with a prop firm, funding ticks. Yeah, I think a lot of people stopped watching after like the prisoner stuff at the prison. I stopped when they introduced the Whisperers. Yeah. That was kind of a weird arc. I actually didn't mind it though, because at first it was kind of like creepy and new. But there was a couple of those seasons like that were kind of hard to watch. But the ending wasn't bad. You guys recommend any shows? Trying to think like what shows I've watched recently. I did start getting into some of the animes recently, so that's probably the only ones I could really recommend recently. Like Attack on Titan. That one's really good. Or I just watched 86. That was also pretty good. Hit break even on that one. Billions? I haven't heard of that one. Maybe I'll have to check it out. Yeah, Bet likes the Chinese girls. He's a big fan. Chinese short stories and isekais. Nice, nice. Yeah, I might have to give Billions a try. Your ex-girlfriend who's Chinese texted me this morning. Oh no. Did you fold? Did you give in? Nah, okay, okay. I mean, depending on the ex, some exes, it's maybe understandable to see how they're doing. But some exes, you gotta stay far away from. Still a little confused by the breakup. Yeah, that happens. I feel like it's always a little confusing for somebody anyways in the relationship. She's the best baddie I ever had. Dang it. Always unfortunate. This is accumulating to go up again. Yep, I'd say that's probably likely. Literally anything I wanted you to do for me. That's awesome. Test that theory a couple of times. Nice, nice. The Journey of a Legend live action Chinese anime. I haven't heard of that one. Sounds like it could be good though. Oh, the nuke is back. Let's go. Only seen it because TikTok shows me the short stories. Yeah, sometimes that's like the best way though to find like new shows. Is you see like the little clips on TikTok or little short stories, and then it's like, oh, I should check that out. That's kind of nice. Chinese shows have reincarnation, or like a lot of them. I feel like I heard that somewhere else too, so I haven't like seen a lot of Chinese shows, but like I feel like I heard that or saw that like on a reel or TikTok or something. Must be like a big part of their culture. Baja Blast Media. Thank you for the follow. I feel like I've heard of that. Yeah, like Reborn into a Magical World. That sounds really familiar. Isekais. Reborn into a Magical World. I feel like I heard of that somewhere else. Maybe I need to... Oh, that's like a genre, not a specific anime. That's probably why I've heard of it. Just kind of like in general. 'Cause yeah, I think I have seen a couple of those as well where yeah, it's someone's kind of like reborn into another world, or the reborn is like some sort of, I don't know, animal, something. Yeah, this one he like turns into a spider, or like a princess farming life in another world. reincarnated as a sword. Oh yeah, that makes sense, because especially if they're like going back in time or something, when they're reincarnated, they have some sort of like intelligence kind of beyond all the NPCs around them. That makes sense. Yeah, if you like intelligent characters, did you ever watch Death Note? You probably like that one. But yeah, future knowledge hacks are pretty cool. Love Death Note. Yeah, that was a good one. Just the intelligence from both Light and L, back and forth. Really good. That show made me so happy. That's good. That's good. Yeah, that was one where I couldn't really stop watching. Just episode after episode, just kind of kept going. Hey, can I ask you a question? Yes, of course. Love when the characters are smart and I can't predict what's going to happen. Exactly. Yeah, some shows are just way too predictable. Or the characters are just too predictable. Like I shouldn't be more knowledgeable about the world than the actual characters. Literally. Dude, this is like a true lunchtime chop right here, though. We're literally just going up and down through all 3 EMAs. Going absolutely nowhere. I also dislike Dragon Ball because of that. I actually thought of Dragon Ball when you said that, which is funny because I did like Dragon Ball, but also I kind of grew up watching it, and like I do like, you know, the power, like, you know, powering up and just like being stronger and constantly like overcoming, you know, your battles and stuff. Like, it's fun to watch, but that's something I dislike about Dragon Ball is how inconsistent like the world is, especially like the power scaling too. I mean, definitely don't want to discredit the writer because he did a good job for the most part, but there's just so many inconsistencies with like power scaling and like little things like that, which make it kind of hard to really love that part of it. Let's say that bias is bullish and price is currently bearish on the 5 minutes, and you're waiting for a bullish gap to form on either index so you can use it right. What if ES makes that bullish gap you're waiting for, but there's no break of structure or inverse Philly gap on the 5 minutes? So price is still technically bearish. Well, would you use that bullish gap, or would you wait for market structure shift on the 5 minute? That's a good question. The That's definitely a little bit different than how I trade. So I don't know if I'll be able to quite answer your question. But with how I do trade, I would definitely wait for whatever makes you the most confident and just the right amount of confluences. Like, you don't want to be like too particular, otherwise you'll be too picky. But you definitely want enough that makes sense. And usually higher time frames are better than lower time frames. And I have traded some inverse fair value gaps on the 5-minute, and I did enjoy those. You might be talking like 1 minute, I'm guessing. Daily bias, but 5 minutes still bearish. I don't know, like I said, it's not how I typically trade. But if you're bullish bias, I might wait for like a kind of a bullish trend on the 5-minute before taking a trade. But I'm sure it won't hurt to take a 5-minute inverse trade if it goes with your bias. Yeah, I definitely can't go wrong with asking and learning. Always more to learn. But yeah, TechFlu's a D1 ICT hater. So definitely expect that from him. I did get some payouts as well trading some. I mean, I hate to call it ICT because like it was kind of my own strategy, but like there was ICT principles that came from it. Like I did use like fair value gaps and stuff. I got payouts doing it, so like, it wasn't bad, but I did have to adapt a little bit. I've kind of leaned into some other things recently. Yeah, bullish gap would just be like a bullish fair value gap. That's just what they shorten it to. Because it could be a little confusing because some people talk about, like, you know, the gap fill from like the market close and stuff, or from like news sometimes. But yeah, a lot of people do refer to them as gaps just to kind of like keep it simple. Instead of saying like the bearish fair value gap, you just say like the bearish gap, bullish gap. Whatever works, just know that there is no term as fair value gap among professional traders. It does seem like a lot of the like higher end professional traders that trade futures anyways don't do a lot of the fair value gaps, but if they get payouts, they get payouts. So can't argue with that. But yeah, it might not be the most profitable long term. But it probably just depends on how you use it. Yeah, sometimes it is just like same stuff, different name too. Like fair value gap versus like some other term. Because like my bear flag trade might be someone else's fair value gap trade. Just as like an example. I'm not sure if there's any good ones today because we didn't get a lot of continuation from today's move. But if I'm taking a trade here off like the EMAs or this bear flag It's not the best, but if I'm taking the short here, ICT trader's probably taking the short off of this fair value gap here, the bearish one. So I mean, it is different. It's not quite the same. But there's a lot of times where there's some similarities. It's just kind of a different way of looking at the market. Someone called a stock gapping up after earnings. If I felt like I'd lose my mind. Well, I hate to break it to you, but you might lose your mind. Not from me, but maybe someone in the chat. Who knows? But yeah, I actually don't know if they refer to those as like fair value gaps or not. Because like by definition it would be. I think, yeah, I saw some gaps on this chart. Except they don't go back very far. But I think if you have like a big news candle or something like that. I don't know if they count that as like a gap or like fair value gap. Like they're not trying to short the gap like this gap here. ICT traders might be like trying to sell as soon as you get in this gap.
Order canceled.
What's the inverse fair value gap? Or IFVG is an inverse gap, and basically what I'm familiar with that, let's see. Let's see if we can find any here. Yeah, so basically, there's probably a better one earlier over here somewhere. But right here, I think this might be like inverse gap. Basically, you like take out these highs over here. Kind of like a sweep of liquidity is what they would call it. That might not be the best one because that's kind of like, it's not like a true liquidity level versus like up here somewhere. But like assuming we're like on a higher time frame and we assume this is like the high of a significant level. Basically, when we close below the bearish gap, like the bottom of it right here, like this second red candle, basically I think the idea is you close this below and then you wait for it to come back. I hate how it does that. Attaches the orders to stuff. Anyways, basically you'd put your order there.
Order submitted.
And then like you expect it to come back and then bounce off of that after it closes below it. And like you'd probably put your stop up here at the high. And technically this trade kind of worked out. You know, like we came down, we pulled back, you entered in here, and then it chopped a bit and then it went down. I've taken some trades like that before. And I'd probably target like 1-to-1 or like here at the lows.
Order canceled.
So yeah, that would be like a reversal trade. When I did take them though, I took them on like the 5-minute chart. So yeah, you could probably call like these gaps inverse. how he closed below the two green ones. And then you can see the wicks that kind of came back. Right here. That would have been like the entry after the close below. And then kind of made a move down. Still like some nasty price action today though. I think that's the idea. Taking some trades like that, I've gotten fun to doing that. But don't know if it's the most consistent, at least like for me. Or this would kind of be another good one on the other direction, right? We sweep all the daily lows and then we close above the red one right here. And then once it pulls back into it, like the second 5-minute candle, we pull back into the red one. That's the entry. And then you kind of have to hold through some of this, but then it gets a nice move up. Thanks for explaining. Of course. Sounds like Alex uses a little bit more confluences, which is always probably good. But I mean, they're not like bad trades, depending on how you look at it. I mean, yeah, you can't take every single one. Like, obviously, this wasn't the best one. You didn't really get an entry here or anything like that. But honestly, like this one, especially like back when I was trading kind of like this, I might have taken this trade here, had my stop down at the lows, and then targeted somewhere up here at the highs. Kind of 1-to-1. And you could say this is another one here, right? 5-minute close below, inversed it, entry, once we pull back to it. And then slowly works its way down. I don't even know what ICT is. Yeah, me neither. Because even this, like, I don't even think this is like a strict like ICT thing. I think ICT just made some of this stuff popular. Like fair value gaps, I don't think are like a brand new concept. I just think he made them really popular. Yeah, it almost is like chop trading with the expectation of momentum, or just like reversal trading. Because obviously today was kind of a chop day and it kind of just happened to work out where you got like an entry here and here, maybe. Again, I don't know, some ICT traders might not have taken those. But something like that. We're talking about like the main ICT guy. Yeah, I don't think he ever traded live. He just like would post videos and try and sell his course. And then like as soon as people would ask him about like broker statements and like proof of profitability, he never had it. And then people called him out for using like sim accounts. That's true. I definitely, like, again, if I was trading this, I would just be targeting like a 1-to-1 risk to reward. Which for this trade would have worked. For this one would have worked too. But yeah, a lot of the ICT guys, they target like 3 to 4 RR. So on this trade, they would have been targeting like all the way up here. And they probably would have gone stopped out break even. Something like that. 2 to 6? Dang. Today was a horrible day. I respect that. But yeah, 2 to 6 is... I mean, if you catch them, I mean... In theory, it's not bad. 17-point stop, 40 to 100-point TP. Take one trade day. Yeah, I can't bag on it too much. I mean, it is, I feel like, a little greedy, like we talked about before, to like expect that much of a move from your trade. But also, I mean, yeah, if you hit your 1 to 6, you can lose like 2 or 3 trades and still be pretty profitable. Literally trading chop, hoping for a moment after. Probably a little bit. Or just assuming that, like, if this isn't chop, assuming like, oh, this is the reversal and now we're going to go all the way up to the highs. I feel like I'm just feeling is a chop move. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Fill in the gaps. Because, yeah, that's kind of that's where like inverses are interesting, because, yeah, you're kind of filling the gaps. You're basically undoing the momentum that made the gap. Because basically, like, I feel like up in general, like this big red one is caused from this momentum. So yeah, if we filled this big red gap, you definitely would expect quite a bit of chop. And then try and catch bottom or top of a reversal. That definitely could be a knife catcher, depending on what you're doing. Sometimes I feel like I'm doing that if I trade the RSI at the 30 though. But also I did trade previously, again with the kind of ICT, but it kind of was my own thing as well. Knife catcher. Basically, like, there's just like a term when like the market's dumping, kind of like this. This obviously did pull back and like it didn't just dump, but some days you just start dumping the entire day. And like when you have like some momentum like this, like trying to buy down here is kind of like catching a falling knife, is like the analogy. And yeah, even sometimes the RSI can be scary, because if it's like dumping down like this, it's like, obviously today was fine, but there's a lot of momentum. You don't want to take this trade because you might just catch the wrong end of the momentum and then it just dumps. Yeah, it's kind of self-explanatory, but yeah, trying to catch a falling knife is an analogy used pretty often. But yeah, waiting for confirmation is good. Sometimes you still get unlucky though, because even with like a break of structure confirmation, sometimes it's just like a really bearish day. It is nice to catch the bottom tick though. But it is about that time. It's actually a little overtime for me today. But I've enjoyed this chat. It's been good. Appreciate the rose as well. But yeah, time to go eat some lunch. Edit some videos. But appreciate you guys, as always. All the new followers, all the old ones, sticking around. Always a good time. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully see you guys there. If you haven't followed already, feel free to follow me, and yeah, that's about it. Check out the YouTube, all the fun stuff. Like, subscribe, comment, whatever, I don't know. Anyways, appreciate it. I'll be back tomorrow. Hope to see you guys there. Also, check out Funny Ticks. As always, use my code. Appreciate it. But yeah, see you guys later. Bye.